Welcome to Peru, where 0% of the population is transgender because here they simply don't exist. In 2024, the government said anybody who is transgender or cross-dresses is simply mentally ill.
Anybody that is going to use this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any community has lost touch with a common humanity.
We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people.
76% of the population here is Catholic. It's very common to go to Catholic schools or an all boys or all girls school. So in order to protect their children, they have increased the jail time to 4 to 6 years to anybody who distributes books, images, or items that would alter a child's gender. And also, it is illegal to go into the wrong restroom.
In Peru, a 42-year-old transgender dressed as a schoolgirl and took photos in the school bathroom. People didn't celebrate it on TikTok. He was arrested.
In the United States, it is so backwards that in California, they are making young girls fill out a form saying that they're the ones who have a mental health issue because they don't want to share a bathroom with the boys that go to school with them. For some reason in the United States, this is up for debate, and we have to even defend prayer in our country. So here's a video of JD Vance praying after the mayor basically said that our prayers are useless.
You are the praying type. I would ask you to join me in prayer. I'm just going to say a prayer for the two little kids who lost their lives yesterday. This is a prayer we say a lot in my church, and I've always found it very meaningful. It's very short, but eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen.
¿Qué religión eres?
Católica.
¿Tú también?
Por ejemplo, si una mujer es el baño de mujeres y pues entra una persona, hombre obviamente, que se identifica mujer, yo creo que habría cierta incomodidad en las personas que usan ese baño. Hay como cierto punto de contradicción, ¿no? Yo creo que usa el baño lo que eres genéticamente, más no de lo que pretende ser.
La verdad, en cambiar de género no estoy de acuerdo en eso. Si ellos quieren cambiar, es su problema de ellos. Por ejemplo, si yo tuviera un hijo, si él quisiera cambiar, no estaría de acuerdo, ¿no? Pero si él toma esa decisión más adelante, ya mayor de edad, ya todo eso, siendo mayor de edad, bueno, puede ser su vida, ¿no? Y eso es decisión de él. Niños que quieran hacer eso ya, porque creo que hay en otros países que inclusive creo que le ponen, le dejan crecer el cabello, le ponen ropa de mujer, eso no estoy de acuerdo. Creo que ya cuando uno está con una mayoría de edad, ya uno es libre de hacer, ¿no? Con su cuerpo lo que quiera.
¿Piensas que los hombres que se creen mujer deben usar el baño para hombre o mujer?
No, eso no, porque obviamente tiene los genitales, ¿no? Creo que a nadie le gustaría que una niña esté en el baño, ¿no? de mujeres y venga un hombre y se ponga a miccionar a su costado. No estoy de acuerdo en eso.
And you know what? There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. You know, especially at these religious areas, you know, hey, we've had enough of your kind coming after public schools, right? About time they get their turn. That's what I think. I'm laughing about yesterday.
I am actually at a loss of words. I have nothing nice to say, so maybe I just shouldn't say anything about this dude. Here we have Benny Johnson sharing a post that says that in 2024 there was 415 hostile attacks against Catholics or other Christian churches, and this is up 730% since 2018. In my opinion, it seems like this community is insane when they are converting to Islam.
I am convinced that for some reason the world is stuck in Halloween.
Here's what we're not going to do with the information coming out about the Annunciation Catholic School event.
We are not going to make this about how trans people are the problem. You're not going to be attacking the LGBTQ community over this.
It's not trans, it's not LGBTQ, it's these deranged TDS liberals who believe that their hate is justified, that they can commit violence.
To me, it's just so crazy that there's video after video showing the kinds of groups that this person belonged to, and we're supposed to pretend like that doesn't exist, even though every single day online we see hundreds, if not thousands of videos of crazy liberal people posting, yelling online about how they want to do the same things that this kid did. ¿Qué opinas de la gente que quieren cambiar de género?
Está mal. Si uno es hombre, tiene que ser hombre. hombre, no tiene por qué. Dios nos mandó así. Yo opino que está mal, la verdad.
¿Tienen algún problema mental o qué?
Y mayormente los que son así es por lo que le ha pasado en el pasado. Su familia abusó.
¿Qué piensas sobre los hombres que se vesten como mujer?
No, está muy mal.
¿Por qué?
Porque debe ver mujer como hombre.
Ajá.
Claro, esa relación ya, Dios por eso cualquier día los castiga, porque eso no es normal.
¿Eres católico?
Claro.
There is a serious problem in the United States, and a big part of it is politicians walking around and screaming about how we need to protect trans kids instead of doing what Peru is doing and is helping protect all kids and making sure that kids who are struggling with depression or other mental health issues also get the help that they need, instead of encouraging those struggles and saying that those struggles are a part of their identity.
A week after I turned 14 years old, I was put on testosterone by Dr. May Lau. 6 months later, Dr. Alan Doolin with the American Institute for Plastic Surgery in Plano performed a double mastectomy on me. I was too young to get a tattoo. I was too young to drive. I hadn't even learned algebra in high school yet, but I was old enough to choose to have healthy parts of my body electively amputated. They didn't tell me that taking cross-sex hormones and undergoing major surgery at 14 years old could leave me with pelvic floor dysfunction and urinary incontinence, problems I have to manage now as a young adult, that these complications are common enough to be known risks.
But have we really gone so far away from reality to say that, one, it's even possible to completely change your essence as a being, but on top of that, try to do it to children, and that is okay? Something is seriously wrong in our culture for that to ever have become accepted.
Caroline Levitt had to go against all the reporters and defend the power of prayer.
Yes, I saw the comments of my predecessor, Ms. Saki, and frankly, I think they're incredibly insensitive and disrespectful to the tens of millions of Americans of faith across this country who believe in the power of prayer, who believe that prayer works, and who believe that in a time of mourning like this, when beautiful young children were killed while praying in a church, it's utterly disrespectful to deride the power of prayer in this country, and it's disrespectful to the millions of Americans of faith.
I would just like to bring up the question as to what would have been the reaction of liberals if it would have been one of their protected groups. Our cities would be on fire, people would be protesting in the streets, it'd be all over social media, all over the news. We would never hear the end of it. Yet when it's Christian children, we're all supposed to forget about it and move on.
¿Qué tan importante es tener fe para los niños, crees?
Claro, es muy importante porque los niños, las criaturas que están creciendo y darle bastante, ¿no?, formación. La oración es muy importante para tener mucha fe, fortaleza, ¿no?, para Dios.
¿Qué opinas de esos hombres que se vesten como mujer?
Son de doble filo. O sea, los varones hacen quedar mal.
Instead of liberals sitting down and saying, yes, you know, we have a problem, what do? They make t-shirts, and yes, this is a real website, and on it says, and trans kids, well, it's the point, isn't it? These are children, precious children who deserve the chance to live authentically. And so is this saying that trans kids deserve to live authentically, whatever that means, more than these Christian kids deserve to live? You guys just walked with me through some parks, and one of these parks has this Virgin Mary, and this is very, very common in this country. Yet, for some reason, in the United States, things like this happen on a daily basis. And since May 28 of 2020, there have been at least 521 attacks against the Catholic Church in the United States. And yet, here in this country, they are allowed to put Virgin Marys in public parks and in public streets. So why is it that we have allowed them to take away the American flag, say that that's offensive, say that religion is offensive? I mean, at some point, we need to be more outspoken at the very least. Here is a map that shows where these 521 attacks have taken place. It's a good thing that this is a fight, and there are many Americans that are standing up against this utter insanity.
Is it your intention to run trans people out of the state of Texas? No? Just out of the bathroom?
Here in Peru, they say that it's a mental illness. So it's as if their identity is not being taken seriously. But are they being ran out? Are these people being taken out of existence? No, because they're human, their essence, their body, who they are, it's the same person that they were when they were born, is still around. So to try to say that taking away a trans person's identity is the same thing as taking away a person's life or completely getting rid of them is barbaric.
And the first time the woman asked me which locker room or gender you identify with, and I said, I'm a woman, I identify as a woman. And then she took me to the female locker room. And that was the first time I had been in a female locker room. And it was so humanizing because it was set up to humanize.
You know what female locker rooms are set up for is periods and menstrual cramps. It's not for you. Also, changing kids' diapers, helping kids, because usually kids go with the mom into the bathroom. So it's not set up to humanize. It's set up for biological women.
I mean, the media can't ignore it as much as they want, but this is a guy who said, I'm tired of being trans. I wish I had never brainwashed myself. And then we have people like Dylan Mulvaney. After he ruined Bud Light, he escaped to Peru and then said that he feels safe here.
And I'm at Machu Picchu. Isn't this just so beautiful? I'm here by myself, and I used to do a ton of solo traveling. I'm telling you, it's the best. I've done shaman ceremonies that were like 10 years worth of therapy. It was wild. I've seen a lot of llamas, and the people here are so kind. I feel very safe here. It's a little sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe, but that will get better eventually.
But maybe the reason why he felt safe here is because the entire country isn't lying to him.
We can only assume that that school, as a Catholic school, did not welcome her, did not make her feel seen, included, safe. But the goal was to become happy when you transition. And so this is going to feed a lot of conversation about mental illness around trans people, and this is why people shouldn't encourage people to transition. And it's just so sad because it affects the LGBTQ plus community.
You want to know how you can find yourself and learn about yourself is to experience your culture, learn more about your heritage, learn about history, learn about food, have some type of hobby, get really invested in something that you're passionate about. But it's not by completely becoming a new person, by becoming a fairy, or by becoming a dog. Do something worthwhile, help someone, dedicate your life to a bigger, better mission. That is what we should be teaching our children, how to make questions, how to have a purpose, and how to live a purposeful life. Those are the qualities that we should be teaching and pushing on our kids, to tell them that they're not okay for who they are and that they need to do all of these things to try to change into something that they'll never fully be. Of course, they're never going to be happy. Liz Churchill on X says that there seems to be a pattern, and she lists many shootings, 2 of them happening in Colorado, which is so crazy because this is a sanctuary city. People are also responding to this by listing many different shootings that have been done by white men. However, why are we ignoring the fact that a very small group is doing a lot of these crimes? However, the population of white men in the US, it makes up 60 to 70% of the population. So it's logical that there would be more instances. By the way, guys, Trump is really cracking down on the cartels, and I am traveling all throughout Latin America, and there is a really big chance that this video speaking about the trans community is not going to be monetized because of how sensitive YouTube is. And so if you want to see this video without ads and you want to support the channel, please become a member of the Patreon. We also do live Q&As every Friday, and I would love for you to join us. Thank you. Make sure you are subscribed. See you next time.